Hello and welcome to a little bit of a wonderful special segment on Tiani Talks Astrology, where I welcome Sarah Yip, the numbers queen, who I love, her 1111, to my panel as usual to chat all things numbers. Sarah, welcome.
Oh, thanks, Tiani. I just love being here. It's a real special occasion when we get to catch up.
Oh, it so is. And I really, I know that a lot of my followers follow you, and I want to always say, you will not your life changes once you start to understand how powerful numbers are. And you
Yeah.
all know me, I'm a numerology nerd, but Sarah is still my go-to. So you can see that we still have this, again, this admiration for someone who specializes in this. And I would say if you want your numbers done, Sarah is the girl. So thanks
Oh,
for your
thanks so much.
time today and all of the medicine that you share with us with all of your information. I love it.
Thank you so much.
It's
You
it's
know,
because
I,
of
I,
Sarah that I get the words, like I go on and you tell me all the words, like the words that add up to two or nine or six, and
yeah,
it's
it's
so
it's true.
important.
It's true. Word magic. Word
Word,
magic makes the universe. It's definitely true. It's a type of spellcraft.
it absolutely is. And I mean, we come together, you're an Aquarius, I've got Mercury and Gemini, and you've got Mercury and Aquarius. And so we have lots of great chats, don't we?
I think they're a bit more than chats, but we can say that so no one gets frightened.
Yeah. Big
Activations.
activations. Yes. Did we just say activations at the same time?
Oh, did we? Oh my
Yes.
God, we're
Okay.
twinning.
Okay, so that's what we're doing today, everyone. So you're on the
Epic.
receiving end of a beautiful numerology activation. So, of course, we are exiting 2025, which has been a huge collective 9 year. And again, I want to just say if you didn't listen to my interview with Sarah for 2025, go and re listen to it because it's really hindsight is amazing. And that nine interview we did was just fabulous, Sarah. So, of course,
Sure.
let's take us into this brand new collective 9 year cycle. We haven't had a collective 1 year since
Yeah.
2017. And we start this 2026 to 2034 is a brand new 9 year cycle. So I would love to hear what the one entails for us collectively and what you've got to share about this one, darling.
Yeah, it's so much goosebumps. Wow, I love that.
Mhm.
It's such an interesting year because everybody is older and wiser. And so it really is like a second chance at consciousness.
Mm.
And some people are going to hide under a rock. And you talked about, sweeping things under the carpet. But I think a lot of people are tired of being kept in the darkness and they yearn for that light of community again. And if I know anything about ones, they love that grassroots revolution. There are so many ones who have started something very powerful, like your Martin Luther King Jr.'s and your Maya Angelou's, and they really stand for something so they don't fall for just anything, as the quote goes. So
Mm.
it's really this very interesting citizen activist year. And we are definitely starting to see it, I think, in America particularly. And it's not this one energy which we're sort of leaving behind, where it's about one person, top down capitalism. I have all the answers. I am the enlightened Jesus character.
Mm.
It's more about I have lived this, and there are some things I can tell you so that you have an easier journey. And I'm willing to listen to you so that I can stay accountable and continuously evolving. So, this older and wiser quality is very important in 2026.
I
Um,
love that.
we know that 2017, the last time we went through this energy, seems a lifetime ago because, of course, 2020, which I'll talk about in a moment. So basically, 2017, we did have a lot of change in the planet. We had the Me Too movement come through in October. We had Brexit in March. We had hurricanes. Mugabe was deposed. Trump started. It was the warmest year. Everyone thought that was kind of as big as it would get. And here we are. And it's just wild card central. And there's so many people still scratching their heads like, what happened to the humans?
Mm.
I want my reruns. I'm
Mm.
not ready for this new mini series that's starting.
Mm.
There's so many people who just want to go back to the good old days.
Mm.
I think that is dangerous
Mm.
because there's actually been a lot of progress.
Yeah.
In 2020, which was when the double two started coming in, and if you think about it, we hadn't had that since maybe 2002 and then 1922. It's
Mm,
been a very long time. And all of a sudden, all this, the double two energy, which is the divine feminine, which is the sensitives, which is the taboo coming to light. I think this is very healthy, uh,
mm,
healthy time. 2020 was that 4 year which opened the heart. It was about coming home. And most of all, it was the gateway for the new children to come through. And I had a child around that time, Ziggy. And those children are completely fundamentally different to anyone who's been on the planet. They have chosen to come to Earth at a time it is absolutely in crisis and people have lost faith. And they've said, I reckon I can do something with that. I can fix that up.
mm,
So they have this deep optimism and spirituality with all the zeros and twos. And those children are just going into schools now, which I know is going to cause a huge ripple effect. So many
mm,
of them cannot be told what to do. They have behavioral issues. They have sensitivities. They are fully telepathic. We saw the telepathy tapes take the #1 spot in the podcast on the 1st of January 2025. That is the most monumental thing I had seen in a long time. I wept. If you've heard those tapes, I experienced that as a child. I never
mm,
thought it would be mainstream accepted, and now everyone references it.
mm,
So I have deep hope for the year, even though from the outside it still looks like we're effing up the planet.
mm,
So there's still joy to be had. One energy is about getting it done. Even the word done has one in it.
mm,
And so you'll find that you just want to get results. You don't want to keep thinking about things. I've been contemplating this whole metaphor of binge thinking. You know
mm,
how Australia's full of binge drinking. I've
mm,
often found binge thinking and binge drinking are best friends.
mm,
And so, as much as we call each other out, like, October and stuff, we actually need to be calling people out when they think to the point that they are literally hurting their bodies, hurting their children, hurting their communities. We need to bring them back. And you
mm.
talked about in the interview we did about embodiment, and just the most simple things will make the biggest difference in 2026.
Yeah.
Ones are known to be the first two and the black sheep. Very often they marry outside the family. They change religion. They're the first vegans. They're the first ones to start a business. It is such a beautiful year for that. With the 2, 2, and the 6, all fertility numbers, it's such a good year to just do that thing for yourself that will keep your future self abundant, healthy, happy, living to 100. It could be the dumbest thing. You've got to remember, I had a career as a manager and I set up a palmistry stall at the vegetable markets. I used
Mm,
to get paid in potatoes.
mm.
Here I am now, 80 media interviews later, because apparently people like to know about themselves. And
Exactly.
so I am literally like the master of doing dumb things and some turning them into businesses.
I love it.
And I hope that gives some of you inspiration
Mm,
because it was not a popular choice. So yeah, you're going to see a lot of people move away from the family trauma. One is the root
mm,
chakra. And I realize that a lot of numerologists do not equate numbers and chakras, but you and I know that
mm.
is like the most obvious thing to do.
Exactly.
And one
Absolutely.
being, I mean, I can't believe people still question it because to me it was just 100%.
Mm.
Nevertheless, we need to, yeah, keep an open
And the
mind.
one is the foundation, which is the
Yeah,
base chakra, right?
yeah.
It's the base, it's the scaffolding of your life. Like this is about restructuring,
Yeah.
reconstructing
Yeah.
your life, your identity.
Hmm.
That is the one, that is the base chakra. It's so
Yeah, it's
powerful.
the spark of life. It's the spinal cord. It's the tailbone
Mm,
and the coccyx.
exactly.
It could look like genitals even better, the
Of
ace of wands
course.
and that type of thing. But yeah,
Mm,
for sure, this is a year where we're kind of moving away from toxic masculinity into something that is
mm,
hopefully a little bit more humane. It's such an interesting year. I know in my own chart, it's apparently one of the best years for me. So I'm personally looking forward to it. But I know
woohoo.
for most people, they are afraid of change.
Mm,
And I think that's so interesting because you could even compare that to being afraid of money because money is change. Change is money. It's the same wording we use, isn't it?
mm,
And having worked in fundraising, been around $1 million campaigns, I've seen some really fantastic things happen.
mm,
And I wonder if sometimes we need to be around some more positive examples of where money has saved a life or has, you know, made things better in a very like grassroots way. And that's why when I talk to people about charity, obviously starts with themselves and self-care, starts with putting something aside for your future self, but also do something where you can go and visit the outcome. You know, it's a local shelter, or it's someone that you know in your community who needs help. And that's a way of kind of taking back our power from all this, what I call that consumerist approach to spirituality and charity, which is you need to help all those people that you'll never meet because we told you that they exist. That is important, but it can be very exhausting. Because I think as humans, we need to touch and feel and see and smell and get the hugs. So that's a bit of I hope that was a good intro. You tell me.
That was great. And I'm also thinking like, for me too, I'm thinking this is a clean slate and it's the new foundation that we're going to seed this next cycle on. And it is really important to have look at your own intentions on what you want to seed for the next 9 year
Yeah.
cycle. Like I think that sort of the 9 year was the birth canal. Everyone's being squeezed through the eye of the needle, but the one is the birth itself. But I like how you talked about what I wrote here, the older and the wiser, and that I have lived this, the I have lived this. But then I wrote, where can you stand sovereign, but in the collective? And I think that comes back to that charity thing and that especially the spiritual community, which is so ego fueled, and it's like me and I'm triggered and me. And it's like,
Tiani, you are such a 33.
yeah,
Oh
but
my
they're
God.
so selfish. And it's just like, what about you do bake some cookies for your neighbor or you do? And so it's these small acts of charity, which is, I think, exactly what you were just saying, right? Like, not, it's the one isn't just about you. I feel like it's where are you within the collective?
Yeah, I mean, that's very much the 11-11 approach, isn't it?
Yeah.
Everybody gets a vote. Everybody has something to contribute. And
Mm.
you've got to leave your ego at the door. And, when I do my type of work and I work with all types of people, my job is to get out of the way. It's a very hard job.
Mm.
But I love it because it just makes me a better person and a better mom and a better leader.
Mm.
So
I
there's
do
going
want
to
to say,
be,
what do
yeah,
you feel
sorry.
like because it's a 10? And I always see like the one and the zero, like it's different than just the one. So could you sort of elaborate on a 10? Because
Well,
I
I
feel like the
suppose
zero,
the first thing to recognize is they can only be a 10-year, really.
true. Yeah, yeah.
At the same time, 10 is different to 1.
Yes.
10 is like the great grandfather, and the 1 is the whippersnapper. And
Okay.
so I feel like there's this gradient that's happening where some people made it through 2020. Those people are definitely the walking wounded, but they also have these stories to tell. And this is another aspect of the 1 is they're absolutely charming and charismatic. They are the person you put on stage and everybody comes to watch them. All the movie stars, the prime ministers, they're all 1s, or they have a strong 1 energy because they draw the energy to them and they concentrate it, and we believe in them. So it's very much the year that people become the inspiration instead of always trying to, buy it from other people.
Mm.
So the 10 in tarot, it's that wheel of fortune. And I think it's
Mm.
where divinity meets the individual, which is somewhat, I guess, what you're saying. As long as we pretend that we're in control, we are powerless.
Mm.
It's just the most basic fundamental thing with spirituality. You have so many people who want to meditate and manifest. That's the kindergarten stuff, not to be rude, but really, I think where we want to get to is you devote it to the highest good. You ask
Yes.
to be placed when you can make the greatest difference, and you use your skills for like a worthy battle. It's not just look at how big my sword is. It's how can we use this as part of our arsenal so that we can create more light. I hope that wasn't too airy-fairy, but
No, I love that. It
how
is
can you
about
use your abilities, not just develop them because it's fun and exciting?
that devotional practice has really been lost. Even the word discipline comes from disciple. The etymology of discipline, which people think is like harsh, but is the
Yeah.
disciple. How can you devote yourself to, just even a tree, not trying to get more Instagram followers, but actually come back to what's real, what is tangible, what's visceral. And I love that the 10th card is the wheel of fortune, but also the 1 is the magician and the 0
Yeah.
is the fool. So I want
I
to say
love
that
those
they are
energies. Yeah.
really, we want to be working with all 3 of those cards next year, like really tuning and plugging into those energies, I think is really important.
And
Um,
all those energies are exciting, and that fits with the
mm,
astrology you talked about. And it's so funny because there's a Chinese proverb, there's like a Chinese curse, and the curse is may you live in interesting times, because what they wanted the most was security, government job, be a doctor. And of course, as you can see, I am not your typical Asian chick at all, being 6 foot tall and a palm reader, etc. But it's so funny because, yeah, I think most of the people who will be watching this, we love this energy. Like, this is our party time.
Yeah,
because
it is.
essentially, when the world is not making sense, it's the people with the intuition, with the courage, with the creativity, the ones who've lived on a shoestring. They are the ones who are going to be like useful at a time like this.
Useful. Oh gosh, I love
Useful,
that
so
word.
very useful. I mean, if there's something I know about ones, they get it done. They're so practical. They have great they follow through with their instincts. They are great sports people and athletes, and honestly very competitive. And so it is a year where you, in some ways, you need to keep up with your own energy, because your energy will be powering ahead going, wow, mum, let's do this and let's do that. And you need to kind of be somewhere in the vicinity, or you're literally going to lose track of all your ideas, and you will get tired and you will start to
And
feel a
that's
bit frustrated.
and how perfect that is with the fire horse. There's this galloping Chiron changes signs for the first time since 2018.
Right.
Lilith is riding her Sagittarian centaur as well. So
Yeah.
we've got this movement. So like you said there, follow your instincts and be with it, but also watch burnout, I think is what you're saying too. Like
Yeah.
overcommitting and doing too much will also have you like strung out.
That's where the Chinese medicine is so useful. So you really need to be cultivating your yin. And we live in a very
Mm,
yin deficient culture. And it's things like protein, rest, reflection, patience, and things that are kind of scorned. But
mm,
when it comes to the crunch, these are the things that will make you a legend, that will
mm,
give you that turtle power, as they say. And so, yeah, cultivate your yin. And
mm.
I think just staying present is very important in this year, because there will be many opportunities, but maybe only one or two that you need to act on, because that
Yeah.
1 year is often just the beginning. I know I started my palmistry business in a 1 year without realizing it, a personal 1 year as well. I think I'll have to look back. But
Mm,
well, I only did a couple of stalls, but it was
mm.
enough that I
Yeah.
knew that was my calling. And so
Yeah.
please be aware, although we say it's a year of beginnings,
Mm,
one baby at a time
mm,
means a healthy baby and a healthy parent. We
mm.
don't need to birth them all at the same time just to get more views. Like,
Yeah.
it is
It's so
okay.
true. And
You have
I
to do
say
it,
that,
do it once, do it well, you know?
yeah, absolutely. Do it once, do it well. And I do say that with when people are in their personal 1 years, I think they expect everything. We don't plant the seed and get the fruit the next day. So it's actually about being patient. You can absolutely initiate growth and these new things for your life. But again, like I think Sarah's nailed it there, that we don't need to do 50 new things, do three things well. Really set the
Yeah.
foundation up for yourself. This is about cultivating something that's sustainable as well. Like, especially with the astrology, it's like sustainability and cultivating this sort of devotional practice, whatever that may be for you. It's going to be the longevity of that over just going, oh, it's a collective one, so we can start a gazillion things. It's like that isn't the energy but it's going to feel like it, because that horse is going to be galloping and there's going to be momentum. It's going to feel very enticing to want to sort of go
Yeah.
down that sort of path. But I think patience is a good word.
Well, if there's one thing about one energy, it's very loyal. And so
Mm.
they'll often choose a career and they'll just keep sticking at it, even though they might get fired, they might go bankrupt, but they'll often just keep going because that's kind of their life purpose. And it's not very sexy at times, but it can make them very deep people, and it can
Mm.
make them really like multi-dimensional people. I'm thinking of one of my crystal healers, Dennis. And yeah, there's something to be said. Spend some time with the One Life Paths, listen to their music, their poems, and you will understand that they understand it can't be done in one lifetime.
Yeah, I love
We
that.
can only ever open the door, even over, that 100 years. Many of us have been working on various lessons over several lifetimes, if not more. I know I have, because I'm the slow type. So, as you can probably guess, but I'm pretty sure you've done something like this before.
Mm.
Yes?
Many
No?
lifetimes.
Yeah.
Mm.
And so go back to the start in
Mm.
2026, do the life purpose work.
Yeah.
We've just done this interview with Dan Millman.
Mm.
Why did you choose Earth? Is it time to um, gather that sense of, yeah, your specialness. I mean, in the end, there are things that only we are. There is a uniqueness to each person. And although it often we can get called selfish, but I think in 2026, we need some healthy selfishness because we will be birthing and we know that we can't birth if we're frightened. And one of the things I say the most, I know we have to close soon, but be careful of the people who scare you into barrenness and sterility. They convince you that their ideas are better than yours. So it's better if you just, buy their
product
stuff rather than create your own. So in a way, they you become creatively barren. You just decide that yours aren't worth getting out there. You just keep all the music inside, all the words inside. And that's the biggest danger I see for people, actually, is that they don't feel artistic anymore, whether it's creating a baby, a business, a book, money. They think someone else, you know what I mean. I don't need to.
It's taking back the sovereignty, being empowered, trusting yourself, coming back home to you. And I do want to say before we wrap up, some of the one words I've got written down here are begin, which I think, how is that apt to be a one? Expand, growth, radiance, goddess, mirror, hermit, and air. So they're the ones I've got. Do you have any more to add?
Hang on, I'm just checking some of those. I'm not sure they're all one words, but okay.
Aren't they? Okay, so maybe I've done that wrong. Okay, so scrap that. I don't edit anything, so enjoy.
You know what? With that. They still have a very strong resonance to the year, and not everything has to be matching twin sets. And I
know, but I love the one words. What one words do you have?
I'll give you some one words.
Okay, go, because I've obviously added that up wrong or something.
Oh my God, you're such a classic. I haven't even prepared that. Let me think. Okay, so spirit is a one energy. Rainbow is a one energy. Patience is a one energy.
Perfect.
Sexuality, chocolate, leaders, starseed, new age. Oh, there's
obviously there's heaps.
So many. Phoenix, like the bird phoenix.
Love that.
I might, you know what I do? I'll write an article on it and then, just do it proper.
And then I'll post that. And I'll see if some of those ones that I've got are wrong. So apologies, everyone.
No, it's still valid. I think one of the most important teachings around numerology is it's only ever meant to be a support.
Yeah.
And I think your intuition is so freaking strong. There's a reason that you brought that onto the call. And I think it's a lovely, healthy conversation we're having. And I hope that people can take this into 2026, that everybody's viewpoint does have something of value. And it's important not to just jump down people's throats, because you might miss the most important thing you'll ever hear in your life. So just that little pause.
Yeah.
That little pause is going to make all the difference in 2026. And like, such an absolute honor to be in your community, Tiani. And I hope that this brings people a lot of peace, a lot of prosperity, because it's a very special year. I'm really looking forward to it. A lot of people are meeting some really good soulmates, partners, and helpers right now with all that double two energy coming through. And these are people who will truly stand by you. The flaky people have gone extinct or been banished.
Yeah.
Like I said, older and wiser.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. It's, as always, just a pleasure to have you on and to share this with everyone. Here we go, 2026 to 2034, a brand new 9-year cycle. As always, Sarah's got all the numerology goodness, and I love having you on to share everything that you know about numbers and to give your perspective. It's always such an honor. So thank you for your time today, Sarah. I love you so much.
Thanks for making the space. It's always a pleasure. Yeah. Everyone, send Tiani lots of love. I know you work all the time. You're always looking for that next helping. I just can sense with you. It's like a satellite that just circles Earth, always tuning in.
Yes, very much so. Very, very much so. I love to, deliver. I love to, it is, it's just this, a moon in Cancer in the 10th. It's just how can you live a more prosperous, enjoyable, peaceful life? Because life doesn't have to be hard and like, there's hard and there's it's brutal and beautiful, and this whole being a human thing is wild, and it is wild card after wild card, and that is not really going anywhere. But I do want to say 2025 was the halftime show, like there's still some big stuff to come, but 2026 I'm super excited for. So and the fact that it's a one and a fire horse and all of the astrology that's happening, it's just so absolutely perfect. So thank you for
Yeah, so
sharing all of
it's
that.
it's definitely going to be worth the price of admission. So hang in there, folks.
Yes, we've got this.
You definitely want to be here for 2026.
Yeah.
And yeah, thank you for all your global work. I feel very much that you have you're some sort of universal goddess. I
I love you. Thank you so much.
love you too, mate. Okay, see you next time.
We'll see
Bye.
you soon. Thanks. Bye.